All right, I open the door to Duane's dressing room, and that's when I see Duane and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Duane was standing up, killing him.
But I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment.
Y'all, Will Smith is getting exposed for having a decades-long affair and using Jay as a beard just when we thought that things couldn't possibly get any messier and embarrassing for Will. Will's former assistant came out with some hard evidence to expose Will for having an affair with his supposed bestie Duane Martin, and everybody is shook. Will is now putting his assistant on blast for trying to expose this privileged information, and he is threatening the soup. Y'all, this is some juicy drama here because you won't believe the wild stories that his assistant had to tell.
In a new interview with Will Smith's former personal assistant and one of his best friends, this man came out and said that Will is actually a homosexual.
Well, Will has been having probably one of the worst years of his life, but it's only about to get worse because one of his former employees just brought some hard facts to expose his gay affairs with actor Duane Martin. It's crazy. It just seems like Will just can't catch a break now. The rumors of Will being on the down low are nothing new because they have been going on for more than 25 years. One of the first reasons that people suspected that he might be gay was his close friendship with Diddy, who is like the Hollywood poster child of alleged men on the DL. Now talk about Diddy being on the DL has been going on for forever, and several people in the industry have come out to expose him, including Wendy Williams, 50 Cent rapper Exhibit the Game, and countless others. But the interesting part about all this is that one of Diddy's former bodyguards, Gene, even came out to reveal that he used to accompany Diddy and Will Smith to gay parties.
At a party before that they attended, and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati and shit. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with big old booty and shit. Nobody was gay no more. What the f is going on here? It's just a lot of weird dude.
Now this news had everybody saying like what, but the thought of Diddy and Will Smith being together was very shocking. But when you stop to think about it, it might not be that wild Diddy had gotten exposed over and over. As for Will Smith, well, listen, it was like people were just waiting for the perfect opportunity to start spilling their tea, and once John made that revelation, it was like people just couldn't stop talking. Then AR Alexis Arrett jumped down on the train and revealed that Will's first marriage to Cherie Zampino ended because Cherie caught him in bed with a man. Alexis wrote, when Jada comes out as gay as her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked in on him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. She being his first wife paid off. Silent, y'all keep this in mind cuz we're going to have to circle back to this moment in a little bit now. Moving on, Alexis wasn't the only one who came out because in a rant against Jada, Trissa P.E.S. call Dia Will out for allegedly forcing her male dancers to sleep with him.
How about worry about your cheating husband, my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?
But that's not all, because Jaguar Wright also came out to spill some tea on how Will has affairs with multiple younger men in the industry. She claimed that he pretends to mentor the men, but then he allegedly forces them into a relationship that leaves them traumatized.
And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
I said the rumors have been around for a hot minute. But in the past couple of months, there were some fresh rumors that Will's friendship with actor Duane Martin went beyond friendship alone, because they were actually secret lovers. Now, this might sound crazy, but if you add all the pieces together, as well as the reports from insiders, including Duane's ex-wife Tisha Campbell, well, it's easy to see why people have come to the conclusion that Duane and Will have had some sneaky linking going on for a while. Okay? So y'all remember how Alexis Arrett claimed that Will Smith's first marriage ended because his first wife found out that he was on the DL? Well, we don't know for sure if Duane was the man that Will was having an affair with, but what we do know is that Duane had a hand in breaking up the marriage because he introduced Will to Jada. He knew that Will was married to Cher at the time, But he went ahead to introduce Jada to Will as a potential lover. According to reports, the reason that he did this was that Cher was not about that life of acting as a beard to Will. And y'all want to know the interesting part about all this? It turns out that Will and Cherie's marriage was not the first marriage that Duane had broken up, because according to act Lisa Ray, he is also responsible for breaking up her marriage as well. Lisa Ray revealed that she had introduced Duane to her husband at the time, but he went behind her back to introduce her husband to several different women, and he encouraged him to cheat on Lisa.
When I introduced them, that was one of the worst things I ever did. In that relationship, I lost my husband to Duane Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that. He became disrespectful with introducing my husband to different women, and women that we actually knew as friends and associates.
Well, Duane got his chance to slide his homegirl Jada Pinkett into the scene when Tasha left him for cheating on her with multiple people, both men and women. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but there are rumors that he was actually cheating on Chi with Jada while they were still married. Now, Jada has denied this over and over again, but people don't exactly believe her for obvious reasons. But anyway, Charade was out the picture in Jada and Duane, and Will turned up their little bromance and took it all the way to 100 because they started going everywhere together and doing everything together. They would go on trips and holidays. And even though they were both married at the time, this puts such a strain on Will's marriage to Jada that there were reports that Jada was considering divorce. According to insiders, Will spend significantly more time with Duane than he does with Jada and the kids. And as time goes by, Jada is growing more. UPS said about it, Jada can't stand Will's relationship with the Duane. She feels like Will flaunted in her face, hanging out with him every day and taking him on exotic vacations while she's sitting at home alone. I think this might be the point where people started to suspect that Duane and Will might be a thing, because it didn't make sense that two grown men would fly all over the world together so much and ignore their wives like the math wasn't in. Lisa R. jumped back right into the conversation and hinted that Duane knew more about marital issues than he was letting on, judging by her own experience with him. She said, I introduced him to my ex-husband. He got buddy-buddy with him, and then turned against me when I heard about him in the middle of a Will and Jada divorce rumors. I tweeted, sounds familiar. He really ain't got enough business now. Lisa's comments fed the fire so much that Duane's then-wife, Tisha Campbell, had to come out and deny that her husband was gay, saying, usually I ignore negativity, but I'm tired of the media attacking the small. They're an amazing couple, and I wish people would stop perpetrating lies and leave them alone. But after she got divorced from Duane a few years later, her tone completely changed, and she also started to hint at Will and Duane's affair. Speaking about the divorce, she said the truth always comes out in the end. No matter how hard anyone tries to hide it, lies are just a temporary delay to the inevitable. She also said, don't have to say a word, God reveals all, can't put a spin on that. She then said, and you're right. They will lie till the end. The real key is people will stop believing them now. Yell people out. She wanted to put wheel in all caps twice, right? Yeah, that definitely was not a coincidence, but there's more to the story because something really interesting went down in 2012 that made people believe that there was definitely more to the story that met the eye, and they were not tripping. You see, Duane had gotten into some financial difficulties at the time, and he had gone so broke that he had to ask his bootang Will Smith for some money to save his home from going into foreclosure. And by asking, I mean that Duane pretty much strong-armed Will into giving him a loan of $1.4 million, or else he would expose their affair and ruin Will. It looked like he had nothing to lose because his career had already taken a hit anyway.